And we're live. Welcome to episode 6 of Standing Room Only here on June 20.
Excuse me.
What's going on, Shane?
I just want to make sure all my Met stuff is sweat.
Wait,
are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh shit, we're on. Oh, damn,
Come on, Shane. Get your shit together.
I mean, kind of like the team. I don't really know when I'm supposed to be doing something right. You know. Did you say hello to the audience?
I was about to before I got interrupted by your brooming.
I had
by your sweeping.
I had a sweep,
to say the least.
Okay, well, I mean, the metaphor here is, I called it, bitch.
I really thought we could split the series.
No, you said we go 3-1. You didn't have as much faith as a split.
Oh fuck! I don't remember. All right, we just suck. Season's over.
Season is over. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome to Sro.
Well,
I'm kind of sore.
Yeah,
I'm sore from how bad this team is fucking me.
Yeah, we lost. We ended up losing today. What was the final box score?
We lost every fucking day, bro. Yeah. Since we were here live on Monday, what an eventful 4 days it has been. We lost Monday, 7-13. Matt sucked dick. Brooks' poor name Pounders, he sucked as well. His ERA is up to 9. Steven, who the fuck? Nogosek.
Nogosek.
He sucked as well, and
he was like a AAA prospect that we had high hopes on.
Well, you know, shouldn't one hand wishing the other. See which one fills up first. And then on Tuesday we lost 7-5. Lockett was Lockett. Font, who got the loss, sucked. He gave 2 home runs in 0.1 inning pitched. And
that's why we gave up the lead.
Yeah, the Mets in the 6th inning we were leading 4-2. Yeah, and of course the pen again. Then yesterday, Jason
had a pretty decent outing where he had 77 pitches, but he only went 6.1.
Because why would Mickey have faith in your best pitcher on the team right now? Or one year? And Jake's been really good lately.
Yeah.
But like, who's been your consistent dude? Jason Vargas. Why would you have any faith in the dude? So you took him out at 77.
You took him out, and then you threw in the white flag by putting in our bullpen.
Yeah. And of course, Smith and McNeil homered.
Yeah.
Smith at that point had homered in all 3 games.
Yeah, he was on fire that series.
Yeah, and the pen again. That's just a phrase now. The pen again. And then, of course, who killed us? Bruce. Bruce. Former Met.
The Met killer now.
The Met killer. I mean, in the long line of Met killers who used to be with us. It's just a never-ending story. You're too young for that, aren't you?
No, I am.
All right.
And then we go into today's game where Dominic Smith, he had 100.
His 100th career hit.
And then Diaz blew the game.
Diaz. He sucks. He blew the game.
In typical Mets fashion.
And we got swept. All right, game. Show over. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much what everyone needs to know.
It's over, just like the season. No, but I mean, we got that out of the way, thank Christ. But it's sadness. We'll get into what's going to happen the rest of the week. Well, what we anticipate going to happen over the weekend. But first, let's start with a little bit of
let's start with
a little thank you. A thank you to our friend.
You want to do some shout outs first?
So we don't know quite how to pronounce this, but Norman L. Kinsai on Instagram.
Yeah, let's go. Let me check.
Really awesome. He gave us a shout out. And what did he say to us?
He said, "I appreciate you. Keep doing your thing!" ! So thank you very much. Let's go reply to that live.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, Norman, we hope you're watching, brother.
Absolutely.
Or sister, we don't know. It could be,
who knows?
Norman
Maybe
could be the name.
Yeah, but thank you very much. And let's go jump to our first topic.
And also, let's give a shout out to Loki G.
Loki G gave
us a yay. He's watching, baby.
There we go.
All right, welcome to the show, Loki. And we have 3 viewers right now, so welcome everybody.
Including, are we one of our own viewers?
No. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
No. I mean, if I bring up my phone, yeah.
Let me turn on my phone.
Got that, the work phone, everything's
absolutely.
But hit us up on the chat on there and just
we'll be taking live questions also on Instagram. If you want to send us a message, we'll answer it live on the show as well.
Or text messages if you know us personally.
Absolutely.
Slide in those DMs, son.
Well, I had one request, but we'll get into it later in the show. Mikey G from Queens, New York. He said, "Can we talk about how much Robinson Cano sucks?"
Oh, we got that covered.
So we'll get that covered later on into the show.
Yes, absolutely. So this story broke during the 624 game. What day was that? Monday?
That was Monday.
That was right. That was
while we were doing the show.
Yeah. So news broke that during the game, this is right after the whole Mickey Vargas fiasco. That the New York Post reported that in the June 1st game, Brody Van Wagenen, our genius, idiot savant,
Come and get us.
Did one good move all season. Former agent Brody Van Wagenen was watching the game from home and called in the instructions to have Callaway remove DeGrom, his former client, by the way, from the game in Arizona in the 7th inning. Other media outlets have confirmed this. Now, if this is true, it violates the MLB rules and regulations for no cell phone usage during the game by players and managers. Brody, of course, is denying it. Mickey, of course, will do whatever Brody tells him to do. You know, he's like, it's not true. No in-game decisions are ever called down to the dugout. For injury-related situations, we can have dialogue if there are situations that are player health-related. But as far as player in-game decisions, Mickey has control over those decisions for baseball, which honestly, I don't know which the fuck is worse. Him calling down or Mickey actually having control over what happens. It's a shit show regardless. And he's like, I'm not going to get into specifics of one game or another, but I can tell you that we do communicate with the training staff in the training room when there's a player that suffers an injury. So he does admit to communicating with someone. So while they may not have violated the rules of no cell phones, you can talk to a trainer, and the trainer
can just, go over to Mickey and be like, get DeGrom out of the game.
Exactly. So, I mean, I just don't think he's good at hiding anything. And
he then goes on to say anything that is health related to a player's status, we communicate with that. But as far as performance-driven decisions in the game, that is Mickey's call and the coaching staff's call as well.
And then Callaway said, and I don't think they coordinated because this is key.
Yeah.
We got information from all parties and made the decision to take care of our ace pitcher who is going to be here for a long time. You won't. And we all thought it was prudent at that time. So here's the key. He got information from all parties, which means
that includes
the
Brody
training
Van
staff.
Wagenen.
No, but the training staff who spoke to Brody Van Wagenen. So tell me another tall tale. And DeGrom was like, I wasn't happy I was coming out no matter who was taking me out. So that just shows that he kind of knows where that.
Yeah.
And that was just another bad 24 hours and already a bad 24-hour cycle for the Mets.
I mean, the Mets, I don't think the Mets are going to be reprimanded by the MLB for this call. They're probably just going to play it off.
I mean, the fact that I was telling someone at work today this, and it's like the fact that let's say, yes, they were released from all wrongdoing in the Bernie Madoff situation.
Yeah. But
let's not forget, if you actually look into this, while they had to pay money back, they actually made some money back themselves. Let's not say for a second that while they fired something like 5 or 6 financial advisors who all brought the books to them and said something is off with Bernie Madoff over a span of like 15, 20 years, who had box seats at Shea Stadium, who had box seats, who had plenty of hangout time with the Wilpons, and they didn't get reprimanded by MLB. Meanwhile, Bud Selig, who was the commissioner at the time, made the Dodgers ownership sell. It just shows how it's just the old boys club. Whoever's in bed with whoever's in bed, and your string is broken again.
Oh no!
Oh no!
We'll figure that out.
It just shows that it doesn't matter what they do, no matter how many rules they violate. As long as you're in with the former commissioner and the current commissioner, you're good to go. So it's disgusting, and I'm disgusted. But it is what it is. That should be their worst offense.
Yeah, I mean, this is a small part of the Mets drama that's been going on, especially within the past week.
A small part.
Yeah. So it's gonna probably brush over.
But we do have some nice good news.
Yeah. Well, Pete Alonso, he was named MLB Player of the Week
for the National League last week. Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Along with Mike Trout. That's good company.
Represented for the
That's
AL.
really good company. It's pretty awesome. And
hopefully Pete Alonso is as dedicated to be a Met as Mike Trout is to remain in Los Angeles.
But here's the thing. The Mets have to be dedicated to him.
Yeah.
I said a couple of weeks ago on this show, I look forward to 7-8 years from now when Alonso gets a huge contract with the Nationals.
You think so?
I call the Nationals.
The Nationals?
Or could you imagine?
I think he goes to the West Coast.
Could you imagine him with the Yankees?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe he's Pujols' replacement.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
By the way, this isn't on the agenda, but did you see the video of Pujols' return to St. Louis?
Yeah.
I got to say, and I said it on my personal account, I was like, only in St. Louis would this happen, because like anywhere else, at Citi Field, they get booed. Yankee Stadium, they get booed. Anywhere else, and some Phillies fans like, did you see when Chase Utley return to Philadelphia was even more wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Chase Utley was traded. When you get traded by your team, you kind of maintain that hometown hero status. When you chase the money, which is what Albert Pujols did, in any other town than the towns that either don't give a shit or just that kind-hearted people like St. Louis is, which is known for being the best baseball town in America, like you become the villain. You become the GOAT. Man. But he came back, and it was a beautiful moment.
He did. I saw the clip.
And Yadier gave him a hug, and was that Wainwright in the dugout or whoever it was? That was a nice moment. I wouldn't be as generous.
You wouldn't be if Pete Alonso signed away with. If he signed with the Yankees, then I'd be.
But here's the thing: if see, like with Jose, I know I always bring it back to Jose, but with Jose, he didn't want to leave. Yeah, they didn't offer him anything. Sandy Alston's like, well, maybe I should have sent him flowers and a gift basket or some shit. Yeah. Being a sarcastic prick that Sandy was, they didn't give him a real offer. They didn't give him an offer at all, so he left. But people are like, who chased the money? If the Mets were to extend like the Cardinals did the Pujols, a fair deal, and you still left, then fuck you. If they don't extend the deal, then of course you got to go. If you're not going to be valued where you are. It's like any other relationship. If you're not going to be valued in friendship, family, your romantic partner, or in a team setting, then you got to go. But Pujols didn't do that. Yeah. So, but it was a beautiful moment. Kudos to you, St. Louis. You're kinder than I am. But
and then Darryl Strawberry, he pretty much congratulated Pete Alonso. Quote: he goes, "Congrats to Pete for breaking my record, which has stood for a long time."
1983.
What he's done in a short period of time is the most impressive. No goal seems out of reach. I wish Pete and the Mets all the best the rest of the year.
I love Straw. Does that sound a little like?
That is
by the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, he probably got a text message from some representative for the Mets was, please post this on your social media.
Do you ever watch? Do you follow Straw on Instagram?
I do. I follow him on the Standing Room Only page. He posted up this weird video yesterday.
Last week he was with his boy, and they couldn't figure out what movie to see: Godzilla or Men in Black or something like that. And they were asking their followers to tell them which movie to go see. Wow, like Alonso's hitting home run to home run. I thought it was gonna be like, oh shit, Straw's into it. Like Doc. Doc follows the pitchers. Like when Harvey was pitching, Doc would show up, and he still does it for like Harvey. I mean, for
DeGrom,
Jacob, and whatnot. Yeah, exactly. So I thought, okay, cool. Straw's going live about the Mets, and he's like, should I see Men in Black or should I see Godzilla? So he probably didn't know. He probably had no fucking clue. But I mean, hey, it's
whatever.
Nice.
At least it's a nice nod off.
Yeah, and Straw's probably had enough issues with dealing with the Mets over the years, rightfully so, because of how the ownership treats people, which we're going to get a little more into that later when we talk about Tom Terrific. But some more good news. Thor. Syndergaard had his rehab assignment with the Cyclones on the 25th, and went 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts. He gave up a home run, 5.40 ERA. I'm not sure if that's just for his minor league, but McCallaway says he stretched out and he to about 90 pitches, and he's going to start on Sunday, which is the national ESPN game.
I think that's fine.
You think so? Because I know we were talking
I know we were
shutting
talking
him down for longer.
I mean, if he's good to pitch, then why not? I mean, the Mets could actually use a win now. But if he does get injured, then it's kind of we shot ourselves in the foot there.
Would you be holding your breath all Sunday evening?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And wouldn't it just be?
It would be the Met thing for Noah Syndergaard to
get injured,
and then be
on
out
national
for the
TV for the rest of the year for everyone to watch. The worldwide leader in sports, ESPN. It would be so fitting. I don't hope that, but
that would be a very Mets-like thing to happen. Yeah, especially after this past month.
Oh yeah. So
all right. Are we jumping into our next segment here?
So what was the comment we had about what topic did they want us to talk about?
Oh yeah. So Mikey G gave us the topic as we can. Should I quote him? Let me find that exact text message. Mikey, let's see. One moment. It was. Have you guys talked about how fucking terrible Cano is?
Wait, hang on a second.
Oh, we have 2 questions.
Do you know Adriana?
Talking to me or to you?
Adrian, to you.
Who's that?
Adriana.
No, I have no idea who that is.
Who's the bobblehead in the orange shirt?
I'm the bobblehead in the orange shirt.
Adriana, I'm not really quite sure which one you're talking about. The orange shirt.
I'm wearing an orange shirt underneath my jersey. Is that what you're referring to?
Is that a friend of yours? because she may be making fun of you.
I have no idea.
I don't know who the bobblehead in the orange shirt is, but if you were to go from here to here, you got DeGrom, Reyes, Syndergaard, Cespedes, Hernandez, Seaver, Cabrera, obviously Mr. Met, DeGrom again, John Franco, Toddfather, Frazier, Granderson, Nimmo, Harvey, Syndergaard again, and then a zombie.
And then you have the ice cream home run apple.
Yeah, the ice cream home run apple. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah. All right. And
see, Loki says Murphy chased the money, and I've been sad since. Murphy actually didn't chase the money, Loki. The Mets had no interest in bringing him back. They kind of were done with him after 2015.
But they kind of gave him a low offer. It
was the qualifying offer. It's like it's the mandatory thing basically to give. It's like the kind of thing. He didn't chase him. He didn't get that much money from the Nationals when he left because they knew that he was a liability. While he's a great hitter, one of the best hitters in the league, defensively, he's a man without a position. That's hard when you don't have a DH. So he actually didn't chase the money. So maybe, I don't know, Loki, be a little less sore about that because I know you loved him. And he would have stayed if the Mets had given him anything above the qualifying offer, I think, because he didn't get that much more to move down 275 miles south to DC.
Yeah.
So you can love Murphy again. Don't be too sad, my brother. But all right, Cano.
Yeah, so let's get into the topic of Cano. So if we look, what do you think about his placement in the lineup? He keeps batting third.
I think it's horse shit.
I mean, he grounds into double plays.
I know now the analytics is you put your best hitter in 2. Fine. But it was always you put your best hitter in 3, your strongest hitter in 4, and your 2 fastest guys in 1 and 2. Whatever. Anywhere in that top 4, he does not belong. And I would extend it to 5. Cano is horrible. Absolutely dreadful.
Yeah, if we look at his stats, at least within the last 10 games, against St. Louis, he went. Well, what are the numbers here? He went 1 for 3. He drove in 1 run. He had a double at least. But then you kind of go into the next game against Atlanta. Once again, 1 for 4. He went 1 for 5 the following game. He came in for a pinch hit. Did he strike out? He struck out that one game. Then the following game against Chicago, he went 0 for 4. The second game against Chicago, he went 1 for 4, then 0 for 4 again. Then you look at the Philly series, pretty much he went 0 for 5. The only bright spot you could say within these last 10 games is that he did go 2 for 4, where he did have a double and drive in a run, and he did have a walk. However,
I was saying the only bright spot is that he got benched today.
Yeah, and then anything else like that, yesterday's game, the 26th against the Phillies, he went 0 for 5 again. So within this 10-day span, pretty much Robinson Cano went from a 240 batting average to a 223.
Oof.
Man, that sucks.
And now Diaz giving up saves. Everything looks like.
Look, I can't. Look, I mean, the trade now is looking bad.
And that's the Monday morning quarterbacking.
That is.
Obviously, I was still on the side of the Diaz.
Yeah,
of getting Diaz.
I mean,
but
I think any Mets fan would have taken that deal in a heartbeat.
Is this what you expected from Cano?
No, I expected honestly a little bit more power from Cano. I mean, I know he's up there in age, but I figured, pitching in the NL.
Do you think the injury has something to do with it?
Playing in the NL.
You think the injury has something to do with it?
Perhaps, but if you told me that he would be batting this terribly, maybe I'd take a second look at that trade. I mean, the whole point of getting Robinson Cano was to have the addition of Edwin Diaz, and even Diaz isn't panning out. He keeps blowing the saves that we have right now. I mean, going to one of our topics, jumping ahead real quick, the Mets have blown 20 games. The Mets bullpen in total. So we've only had 18 saves as a bullpen, and it's sad to watch. I'm demoralized as a fan. Imagine being in that clubhouse. I'm not too fond about it. So, but going back to the topic of Robinson Cano.
I mean, I can only imagine what it's like to be in that clubhouse.
Do we bench him? Do we bench him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but what do you think? Is Callaway going to do it? I mean, he benched him today, but is anything going to be consistent on that?
He is incapable of doing it for more than a day here and there. And they're going to blame it, of course, on, if he has an offer, the golden sombrero or something like that, then he's got to build an excuse for the next day to give him a rest. but the grounding into plays and not being able to hustle because he might hurt himself.
He did. Didn't I call the game that we were watching? I said watch Cano hit into a double play, and then look what happened.
Yeah, and you called it. He's not powerful when it comes to the veteran players who are here with money, who are here because of money, basically. And he's not going to do it. Cano's going to stay where he is. At best, you're going to see him drop down the fifth in the lineup. At best, but he's still going to be in the middle to upper half. The middle, and Callaway says like he's most comfortable in the 3-hole. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. You know where you should be most comfortable? Winning.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're putting a guy in the 3-hole who's losing us games because he's not coming through. You have McNeil, you have Conforto, you have Alonso, you have JD Davis, Dominic Smith homered in 3 straight games. You make it McNeil. I think Alonso should be 3rd, but whatever. I get the analytics. So fine, you put Alonso. You put Alonso 2nd. You put I would put Conforto 2nd because Alonso's a better RBI man, and then you put Dominic Smith 4th. There you go. And then Todd Father's been doing pretty good lately. Boing. I need long arms. And then you put Cano 6th. Fine. Or Ramos 6th. Cano 7th.
Yeah.
But he won't do that.
I mean, let me pull up a quick stat.
I want to give a shout out to actually, you know what's awesome? Mets Hotties page, who gave us a shout out.
Oh yeah.
They started a hashtag bench Cano.
Thank you.
So
Let's
you know
follow that.
Bench Cano. Hashtag
bench Cano.
And speaking of Mets Hotties, my friend Jackie rushed herself home to watch.
Awesome.
So we want to give a shout out to Jackie for rushing yourself home and being a Mets hottie and being a loyal fan of the show. Loki followed up on Murphy, just to digress for a moment. Murphy could have stayed here for less. Yeah, but the qualifying offer for what he did do, I mean, I got to defend Murphy on this. What he did do in the 2015 playoffs had never been done before. So he could have stayed for that less. Of course, he could have taken a qualifying offer, but that would have seriously ruined his marketability for the future to get his payday. And so, you know what? I can't get down him for that. Yeah. What do you think about that?
No, get the money with the Mets. Who knows whatever happened?
Exactly.
I don't blame Daniel Murphy for ever leaving the Mets.
Yeah,
I can't. I mean, yeah, I'll boo him, but whatever.
And question for you, Loki: Murphy stays. You probably never see Jeff McNeil. So which one do you prefer? Would you prefer to keep Murphy and never seen Jeff, or have Jeff who's better offensively and better defensively? You answer that.
Yeah.
Rob Oliver. Yo, Rob, what's up, mate? We got a guy from the United Kingdom, Robert.
You know him?
I work with. He's the British hunk of the office. Awesome. So what's up? Great work. Thank you, brother. Thank you for watching, brother. Thank you. As he would say, cheers. Top mate. Top man. Top man. He says. Top man. Rob. Top man. Thank you. So what was that?
I want to go back into our young players. So with Alonso, McNeil, Conforto, Nimmo, and Dom Smith, these are all homegrown talented. And they all have gone combined.
Yeah, I have the stat. I want to share with everybody.
With a 285 batting average. And then I think with an on-base percentage of, what would it be? It would be 382. All on the year. And combined games out of practically now, you could say 1,200 plate appearances.
Yeah, that's saying something. All homegrown guys. All homegrown guys.
So that's the stat that we found on Reddit. So thank you with the subreddit from the New York Mets.
That's saying something. That's really saying something. So, and you look at it, like the deals we have, not necessarily panning out. You got, but you know what? It is nice because I've always said like the best way to have success with a team is to have a perfect mix of homegrown and free agency. That was kind of 2006. Unfortunately, now it's not panning out that way, despite the fact that we have. I mean, Nimmo's kind of got to be taken out because he's probably not going to play the rest of the year. But that's fine. You got four dudes. You got 4 dudes who are raking it right now, but they're being held down by the fact that Ramos can't throw anybody out. Granted, he's better than Darno. I'm not going to say that I don't want him in comparison to Darno and Pilecki, but he can't throw anybody out, and then you've got Cano's in the 3rd spot, as we said, not being able to do shit about anything, and then a pen that's just.
Yeah, we're miserable.
So it's disgusting. But hashtag
Bench Cano.
Bench Cano. Moving on from Canot. Well, the Philly series we kind of already went through.
Yeah.
I mean, Bruce killed us. And now we got the Atlanta series coming up. Tomorrow we have Soroka, who's back. He's 8-1.
Soroka's this is gonna be a good game.
That's gonna be a good game.
That's gonna be a pitching duel.
So we got Soroka 8-1, 2.07 ERA, 63 strikeouts versus Jacob DeGrom, who's 4-6, 3.25 ERA, 121 strikeouts, who has looked like his old self the last few games.
It's good. I'm happy to see
and
that.
That's gonna be one hell of a fucking game. Who do you got in that game?
The Mets. I'm going with the Mets. I got to stick with my team.
I got the Mets in that one too.
Good. Thank you. We could agree on something.
On Saturday, June 29th. And what day is that?
That is Sheyne's birthday.
I'm old. So that day we have Julio Teheran, the Met killer, 5-6, 3.94 ERA, 81 strikeouts, versus Steven Meet the Mats at 5-6, 4.85 ERA, and 75 strikeouts. I got Teheran in that. I got the Braves.
Yeah, unfortunately I do.
And on the 30th, they haven't announced their pitcher for the Braves, but it's versus Thor, who's coming back from injury. So that's kind of a toss-up.
Yeah. But you know what? I'll go with the Mets. Let's go 2-1. Hopefully we take the rubber game of the series.
Because it's a national game,
you see,
I'm going to say some of the magic of the 69 team, which we're going to get into, who they're honoring this weekend, or rub off on them. And the Mets do take Friday and Sunday and lose Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that. Loki G did say that he would prefer Murphy. It was a strange duck life like me. I prefer Murphy was a strange duck like me. Okay. And Rob says high quality. And Loki didn't say, I'm tired of us getting these ex-Yankees way past their prime. I only like Granderson. Fair.
Yeah, I mean, I was a big Granderson fan as well.
Because the Yankees always seem to make sure that they got the Mets, the ex-Mets still in their prime. The no-hitter by Doc. Straw and Doc were part of the 96 World Championship team. David Cohn, the perfect game. Fucking ridiculous. Just more misery in our lives. Like, we need more of that. So, moving on. So, speaking of this weekend series, will be, of course, the Mets are honoring the 1969 world champion New York Mets, the Amazin Mets, the team that set the precedent for the 86 team and all of the Mets in the future. Unfortunately, most Mets have not lived up to that.
Yeah.
Today, but what did they do today?
Well, today they renamed Citi Field. Well, the address now to 126 Seaver Way. And then what does that say? Oh, without the team in attendance.
Yeah, well, here's my thing. And here's
what would you think?
Well,
do you think that's a smart move?
They closed down 126th Street, which here's another image for you guys. That was an image of what the new address looks like, which is really cool. And he does deserve it.
I tip my hats, at least for honoring him.
Yes. However, the best part was on their live feed. They actually panned from across the street back to the ceremony happening with like the 20 people in attendance for this legend. And this is just a screenshot of it. You see the chop shops on the left, and it pans back over to where it's just so and yes, I know they're tearing them down. Eventually there's going to be a huge complex with mall and possibly a soccer, football, hockey arena and luxury apartments that none of us can fucking afford. But it was just kind of like, I'm like, they didn't even have the full 69 team there because not all of them have flown in. Only a few people were in attendance from the 69 team, and parts of his members of his family, like his wife Nancy and him, are going to be sent video footage, because obviously they can't attend, and God bless them. But I'm sorry, do it tomorrow afternoon. Do it when the team comes up. You should have the current team standing, not sitting, standing on the side and just being present. You should have as much Mets presence, and you should bring back Piazza. Should have been there because he's the only other one who's in the Hall of Fame as a Met that he kind of now carries that mantle. Wright should have been there. And I don't know if Wright was there. Maybe he was in the audience, but he should have been more visible. Maybe they don't speak because they don't really have a connection to them. But like, my dude, you have the team there. You don't do it on a day where no one's there. It's just give the fans a chance to be outside and line what was 126th Street with fans. Don't do it in the middle of a Thursday when they're an hour away from playing in another city. If the Mets can fuck it up, they're gonna fuck it up. And it's just so pathetic. And then, of course, I had said incorrectly on Monday that the statue of Seaver that they finally commissioned. They're like, oh, this has been in the works for a while. After 10 years of this stadium, they're finally going to have this. This statue of Tom Seaver will stand outside the Jackie Robinson Rotunda near the old Home Run Apple. And they're saying it's going to come sometime in the next year and a half.
Okay.
Which is way
quicker
better
than the estimate that you had in 2021.
Because originally that's what it was going to be. It was going to be like 2023 or something like that. So at least it's coming. It's long overdue. Better late than never. And it's a great statue. I mean, it's him perfectly. The way the way he used to pitch and whatnot. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. But it's just, I don't know. Jeff Wilpon, Fred wasn't even around to be seen. Tom, and he was like this, you know how he talks. Like, Tom was a once-in-a-lifetime player and will always be remembered as one of the greatest players in Mets history. Tom truly lived up to his nicknames of Tom Terrific and the franchise. The address change to 41 Seaver Way has been in the works for a long time and is the first of our efforts to honor Tom. All right.
You're right there, Shane.
Because I know I'm not taking a shit, viewers. Here's my thing. It's been in the works for a long time.
No, it hasn't.
Yankee Stadium has been open the same amount of time, new Yankee Stadium, as Citi Field. And when Mariano Rivera retired, they had River Avenue, whatever it is, right outside Yankee Stadium, renamed to Rivera to honor him. They did it in like the span, let's generously say he knew it was the last season. In the span of 6 months, they got it done. They went to the city, they got it done. These millionaires can go to the city council can change it. It's introduced to the bill. Yay, yay, yay. It's fucking done. It should not have taken 10 fucking years to honor the greatest Met. The only player whose number was retired. You're liars, Jeff and Fred. You're fucking liars. But I digress. Yeah. We were happy to be a part of the ceremony, and our father is so honored and humbled to be memorialized in these ways. Sarah Severs asked, and Ann Seaver said, "We thank the Amazin fans for their outpouring of love and support." Beautiful. Yeah, I better late than never.
Yeah,
better late. What do you think, Victor? What do you think?
The point that you brought up before, because I saw the Instagram live or whatever they were posting up on their story with the event, and they looked really empty. But see, I didn't, you brought up a good point where we're just like, why didn't they just do it tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday?
I bet,
but I'm sure they're probably, after the event, they probably were like, oh, we should have done this the next day.
You think that?
Yeah.
I think Howie Rose and everyone else knew this is kind of pathetic, but we got to be here, and at least we're honoring him.
But
I think Jeff has to go away for the 4th of July week.
You think so? But a week in advance? Come on, man.
I think so.
That's the only reason why.
Why do it on the Thursday?
No, but they could have done it on Friday.
But they didn't.
That's the Mets' way of thinking. I'm sure. I'm telling you, after the event, they probably realized, wow, isn't it the 69 weekend tomorrow? That's what starts it off. I'm not sure.
This is what kicks it off.
But how big of a celebration was this? I didn't even know that they were announcing this until I saw it on Instagram.
Not at all. They closed on 126 for the width of the stadium.
Yeah. Yeah, but you closed down 126 for what? No one's really traveling there.
There was like 25 people there.
But as you mentioned, 41 Seaver Way or 126 should have been it should have been flooded with a crowd of people, at least honoring him.
The lack of foresight. You get more Mets fans turn up for the blood drives because they announced that shit in advance, and they should. It's a noble thing. But
or maybe they should have done it on Sunday. Sunday, don't they play a day game? Or since it's ESPN, they play the evening game.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, they do a.
Or maybe they do it before the game. You do it at 6 o'clock. It's summertime. The days are long. Yeah. You do it there. You have the fans go and enjoy the game.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little
lack of foresight.
Yeah, I think it was a little pathetic by the Mets. It was a good gesture and a wonderful idea to rename Citi Field, but I think it was pathetic that they chose Thursday at high noon to honor
Amen.
Seaver.
Amen. Honestly. Amen. It's Amen.
Yeah.
Lack of foresight. What else is freaking?
But now,
Loki said, "I'm tired of us getting these." He said that it's like Mets only care about getting players that are like circus attractions to put fans in seats, but don't care about getting a winning team together. What the fuck is going on? And I'm almost sick to watch now.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
You and every other Mets fan.
Preaching to the choir. So then Friday we have the way they're continuing to honor the 69 team. And tell me if you think this is enough, my friend Victor. Friday, the replica jersey presented by McDonald's. So there's going to be a big old da-da-da-da-da on the side of your arm.
But the 86 jerseys had Dunkin' Donuts sponsored on the side as well.
They did. So it is what it is.
But I think it was smaller. But I'm not sure how big the logo will be. The McDonald's logo.
Yeah.
But if it's overshadowing the Mets logo, then
it's on the arm, it's what it is. But
they have to make money.
They do have to make money. They do have to make money, but they also make money hand over fist.
Yeah.
Saturday is the pennant banner. They're giving away to the first 15,000 fans. They give away more of this bobblehead. This one right here. No.
Wrong bobblehead.
This bobblehead. The two DeGroms. The let me make sure I'm presenting it big enough. The Jacob DeGrom 2018 Cy Young Award winning bobblehead. They gave this to the first, not 15,000 fans, the first 25,000 fans. This
takes a while to make. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what these things are made. Fiberglass. I don't freaking know. But whatever they're made out of, it's a lot more effort goes into it than a banner, which is like this.
Yeah.
We lost like this.
I realized during the show.
So,
but anyways,
rinky-dink operation here, my friends. What are you doing? What are you doing? Anyway, this is cloth.
We got to cut this in post.
No, this is funny. But anyway, so a cloth banner is only going to first 15,000. So they want to make money, and yet they're not willing to spend it on their friggin' fans. And then they had the pregame ceremony with the majority of the 69 team. Those are still with us. Those are here, including Nolan Ryan. They'll be walking on the field, and Harry Rose will say some great poetic things, and they'll show a video. And I believe Kuzman's speaking. And then they're also going to be recreating the 69 Victory World Series parade with like the cars that don't have the roofs and along Seaver Way, which is the whole equivalent of maybe 3 city blocks, not even. So it's a very short route they're doing in front of the chop shop. So you're going to be hearing while this is happening, but they haven't announced which is coming first. They're like, be in the seats by 3
They're going to wing it. They probably haven't figured it out yet, and they're going to wing it.
I bet.
Yeah, they're just going to be like, oh, how many fans are here? All right, just bring out the cars. Let's do the parade.
Yeah, exactly. And then let's see if the cops can even shut it down properly.
Yeah.
I bet you the guy who scammed us would be like, hey, man,
$10.
Pull those cars over, $10. I'll watch the parade for you. And then Sunday, they're giving away the large 1969 ring, like this 86 version.
I was mistaken. When they were giving out the 86, I thought it was actually going to be a ring.
Yeah, I know.
But
then like one size fits all is hard.
Yeah. But I mean, I prefer getting a bobble. I mean, I guess like a replica version of it.
It'd be cool.
And enlarged.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Everything enlarged is good. Just ask any woman. And then Art Shamsky will be signing copies of his book, and the Jackie Robinson Rotunda. Must buy the book in the Mets store to get a signature.
Is this enough?
No. I think.
What else should they do?
I think, well, starting with today, they should have had this done some point over the weekend, tomorrow or whenever. It depends. I know how these ceremonies go. They're really like I was at the 86 one in 2016, and it was kind of just lackadaisical. Very few people speak, and it's just like a video. They walk out on the giant red carpet or orange carpet, and then they just stand there, sit there, and then it's over. Mm-hmm. There's nothing. There's nothing really special or grand about it. They give them 25 minutes or whatever it is for this, and 25 minutes with a bunch of people who won a World Series 50 years ago is basically accounting for how slow they're going to walk. And that's not an insult to them. It's just, I mean, shit, they're like 80, 90 years old. God bless them. But
I mean, so Shane, what would you want to see then?
What would I want to see? First I would have wanted to see this done today. I would have wanted the Seaver statue to have been ready by now and have that be unveiled. Mm-hmm. I would want there to be, I mean, I'm sure someone will throw out the first pitch and whatnot, but I would want them to bring back Mets of all errors.
Okay.
eras to come back to honor them, to be in attendance, to show the love. I would want there to be meet and greets with all the players, have them in the rotunda, have them outside when the lines are happening. And yes, not all of them are going to be capable of doing it, but Cleon Jones is still very spry. Nolan Ryan, God bless, he could probably still go out there and pitch a no-hitter. You know, you have people who could go out. Hey, Jerry Kuzman, I would retire Jerry Kuzman's number
on that day
this weekend as a surprise to him and be like, hey, bro, look up. And then they take around the thing and there's number 36. He deserves to have it done. I would do, and I would have the giveaways available to all fans in attendance, because this is the last time. Many of the players, and Gary Cohen has said this a number of times, this is the last time for so many of these guys that they're going to be together. They're not going to make another 10 years. The majority of this team, you've already got health problems with Bud Harrelson. You've already, Tom Seaver's not going to make probably another 2 years, and he's not even going to make this one. You know, as far as like in attendance goes, this is the last time. Go all out. They don't go all out though.
Do you think this would have been appropriate to have an old timers game?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We brought that topic.
I love that. Yeah.
They should have done an old timers day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And imagine, you know what? I feel bad for the kids, because chances are not every single kid there is going to be the first 15K. They're going to be left with nothing.
Yeah.
They won't have a pennant.
And this is for some kids.
And
this is their introduction
for a little piece of like
felt.
That's exactly what it is.
It's like Elmo's stomach.
A triangular.
Yep.
Piece of Mets memorabilia.
And for those same kids, this is their entrance into the 69 team, their only experience with it, and their exit. This is it for them. Make sure they have something tangible to walk away with. And you know there's going to be people who are going to be Atlanta Braves fans who are going to take the pennant ring, and you know how many times you leave that stadium, you see a bobblehead on the floor. Because people break that shit because they think it's fucking funny. You're going to see that shit like, oh, they have one World Series. We were the team of the 90s. It's just more disrespect, lack of foresight, and wanting to save money. And I think at least everyone's getting a replica jersey. But as far as the pennant goes,
I feel like the replica jersey is a little bit of a throw-in, because they'll do Free Shirt Friday.
It is, yeah, exactly. And they always charge more for it.
You know, with whatever the case is, it's, you know, whether or not it was the 69 World Series game or a 69 World Series anniversary, they still would have probably given out some sort of free
absolutely,
shirt.
Yeah.
So just because it's made out of a nice synthetic
cloth, but still you can't iron. You put an iron on that shit, it's going to go up in flames. Watch your house. And another thing, I would, like I said, I would have had the statue unveiled. I would have had a replica of the Tom Seaver statue given away to all fans in attendance. The ring, the statue, the pennant. I would have really made this be like, we're proud of this team. Thank you.
And considering you set the precedent that our organization has not won a World Series
since '86,
like, I don't know, we got to brag somehow.
What was it? Something like 62,000 to 1 were the odds in the beginning of July for that team to win the World Series, and they did it. The Mets were last place, and I'm preaching to the choir for anyone who knows the Mets. Last place every year till they won it all.
Well, they announced
Men in Black 3 did a better job of honoring the 69 Mets than the fucking Wilpons are doing. Thank you, Barry Sonnenfeld.
Yeah. But SNY had they had an event, or they will have.
Well, they're going to have a documentary on it, I think called 62,000 to 1 or something, but that's July.
That was the event.
Which is fine, you know, but it should premiere this weekend, but I digress. Whatever. I don't think it's enough, but I often think many things this team does is enough.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the fun segment.
A lighter topic.
What the actual fuck. So you want to kick this first one off, Mr. Victor?
No, why don't you go for it? What is the curse of Leonardo DiCaprio?
So Leonardo DiCaprio is a Mets fan.
You think he's our curse?
I think there's a you know how remember they put the David Ortiz jersey underneath Yankee Stadium and then dug it out? I think there's an Utley jersey underneath our stadium. But anyway, so Leo had a run-in with a volleyball. And so according to this article, Leo DiCaprio's run-in with a volleyball is more evidence of the Mets curse. And he's not a faux fan. I mean, he's definitely not on the bandwagon, not this year. Because here's some more shit. Poor Leo. I mean, first Rose doesn't move her ass over on that chest, and he drowns the poor guy, and then she lets go, and now the poor guy picks. I mean, I can't even say it's the right team, even though it's my team, and he goes everywhere. This is him riding a bike in like Paris, and he's repping the Mets. Go Leo, and he'll never let go of the Mets. And there he is at like some film festival, repping the Mets. God bless him. And then he just gets hit in the face with a volleyball. And because he's a Mets fan, he gets articles or just tweets like this one. The Red Sox have Chris Evans, the Yankees have Chris Pine, and Mets fans deserve this one. Oh, what the actual fuck. And then the next what the actual fuck is, has anyone out there seen, because this weekend or today, I don't even know what I think is now.
I think it's the 28th and 29th that they're playing in
And
London.
the 27th.
I think they're only playing a 2-game set.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, the Skankies and the Red Sox are playing each other in London, England. Rob Oliver, this one's for you. So this is what the field looks like, and this is the tweet that I put because everyone's making fun of it because it's got more foul territory than the Wilpon has money. The Wilpons have money they're not willing to spend. So you can see all that foul territory there. Because obviously it's a football stadium they converted. And I said, trying to recreate the evil empire of the Yankees original stadium, I see. Because the original stadium was Hilltop Stadium, which is where Presbyterian Church is in Washington Heights now. Yeah. Across the street from where Malcolm X was assassinated on like 170th something street. And that they actually have home plate marked there in the hospital garden, but they had more foul territory where fans could stand in the field. So I'm like, shit, if you're going to bring it to London, the fans don't know what's happening. Why don't they let him stand on the field? And I mean, these guys, they catch in what cricket? Is it cricket?
Where? That they play in London?
That they play. Rob Oliver, are you still on? Is it cricket that y'all play? Cricket. Yeah, they catch the ball with their bare hands, so they can be on the field. They good. Why not?
Yeah,
help me out here.
Well, what are you asking? They play soccer.
I'm just trying to be funny here, but it's just gone.
I didn't get that you were trying to be funny there. My bad.
Maybe I should go back to sweeping my apartment. Shit, for that's worth. So that's the what the actual fuck. But Leonardo DiCaprio, we salute you.
Thank you for being a Mets fan.
So now we have a new segment
called Mets history.
No, Metstery, which is a shortening of Mets history misery. And in this segment, Victor will pick an event.
Yeah. So this was an article that I got to give credit where credit's due, though.
Yes, please.
So this is an article that I found on Barstool Sports, put up by KFC. Thank you for this on June 25th, 2019, and it was
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, I don't know why his name is KFC, but with what it is,
finger looking good.
It's the definitive list of Mets misery. So here there is a list
How many other?
60 items. So through each episode, for the next 60 episodes, I'm going to be picking.
Oh, they'll add more to the list by the time you run out.
Oh, absolutely. Probably this season we'll have another.
We already have another 60.
So in this list of 60, I'm going to pick one topic each week, and I'm going to have Shane kind of go on a very Shane rant.
And I don't know which one he's going to pick. So hopefully I'm aware
this
of it.
Week,
so
you know what? But we should do it where there's like a wheel spinning on the screen, and then we both find out at the same time.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, with whatever the case is.
You going to animate that?
No, you can just go online and you can find a link that has that. But whatever, we'll do that for next episode.
Okay. So what's the first
I'm going to go with, this is number 14 on the list, but figured we should start off large and strong. I'm going to go with Dildo Gate.
Oh, Dildo Gate.
Do you remember Dildo Gate?
I remember Dildo Gate. It wasn't that long ago.
For those fans watching or anyone who's going to be watching in post or on Instagram, what is Dildo Gate?
I don't think this qualifies as misery necessarily.
But it's a Mets thing to happen.
I think this has to do with like people who are like, baseball should be classy. So for those of you who don't know about Dildo Gate, like 2-3 years ago, I forget who it was in the clubhouse.
It was Kevin Plawecki.
No, I know, but who put it there?
I think it was Matt Harvey.
Matt Harvey. Oh, of course it fucking was. Matt Harvey, the Dark Knight.
Oh, no. It was put in the background of TJ Rivera? No, it was in
Plawecki's. Someone put a large black dildo, maybe 12 inches long, very veiny, very ballsy, in the locker standing up of Kevin Plawecki while TJ Rivera, remember him, was being... I'm not putting that picture up on YouTube. And they put it up in his locker. So all these crews are like, they're interviewing TJ Rivera, and when they did like a wide angle shot, there's this big black penis just sitting there. I mean, I don't know where Kevin was. Maybe he was getting showered. Maybe he had another dildo and he was using it in the shower on somebody else. Who the fuck knows? More power to him. But I mean, I don't think it's misery, but I think it's fucking hilarious because people went nuts about it, though. They're like, this is so not classy. Who needs to get fined for this? Oh, my God. It's a sex toy. The baseball is a family sport, blah, 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 blah. There are plenty of dicks in baseball. The Wilpons are the primary example of that. And Matt Harvey's another one, and he was the Dark Knight. He put a dark dildo in there. He's a giant dick. I think it fit him perfectly. And I think it's fucking hilarious. I mean, it's some shit I would do with Loki.
That was a good prank.
Actually, yeah. I mean, Loki G has done worse to me in my life, and you know, because we're bad. Oh,
look, there's a censored image
of
there.
them blurred out, but you don't need to see it. But that's a good 12-inch dildo. I think it's fucking hilarious because honestly, it actually encapsulates in visual terms just what has plagued this team: a series of large cocks from the Wilpons to Sandy Alderson, to Terry Collins, to Brody Van Fuckface, to Mickey Callaway, to all these idiots, and to Matt Harvey himself, who was the anointed one and then just shot himself in the foot. And I honestly wonder if he has that dildo still with him to this day.
Yeah, I wonder what is he in? He's in Anaheim now?
Anaheim, whatever the fuck. And he sucks. So, you know what?
At least he gave us a good laugh.
I think it's great. I think it's probably one of the better gifts that Matt Harvey gave us towards the end of his tenure as a Met. So I wouldn't say it's misery, but
I think that's fucking hilarious.
Fucking hilarious. Anytime you can take a big black dildo and put it in your friend's locker, you should do it. You should do it because you might be surprised what your friend does with it.
Yeah, and then I pulled up an article from the New York Post. So Dildogate happened May 6, 2017, and the Mets. So, quoting the article here, the Mets the Mets quickly deleted the tweet and sent out another cropped version before deleting that too. But Twitter users were flooding with replies with screenshots of the original image. Cheers to you, Mets.
I mean, it was 2017. You got to entertain yourself somehow. Same as 2018, 2019, and so on and so forth.
That was loud.
That was loud. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the next segment is Will It So?
Yeah.
The question is, other than bringing standing room only, what to the channel, what programs would you greenlight at SNY? And I asked that because, you know, and yes, it's always us living in the shadow of our shitty brother in the Bronx. Yes Network has a ton of Yankee-specific programming. And SNY, you'll turn on,
they'll have boxing.
They'll have boxing, or they'll just have a fucking infomercial. Yeah. Like, it's not even like Sham Wow. It's like some really annoying juicer thing for people. They're not watching SNY for juicers. So what programs would you add, or just one program or many, that could make SNY a more Met-centric channel?
Maybe I think they should add a show where Howie Rose talks about the Mets. Like kind of the way we're doing. Maybe debates them. Maybe we'll do like a 30-minute segment on them. But I think something. So when I turn on
Howie and Gary,
maybe
having the conversation,
or maybe going back to our other topic that we had a couple of weeks ago. You take the Cliff Floyds, the Curtis Granderson, maybe a David Wright. You give them a talk show. Let them talk about the Mets for a little bit.
I love that
because there's no other avenues aside from what you watch Loudmouths. But Loudmouths is a little bit more like a game show.
Yeah. It's not a game show, but
but
they used to like battle the announcers every year, but that was like they haven't done that in a little while.
Well, what's that show where like they go on the street and they ask like all these Mets questions and
they do that in Baseball Night in New York or the pregame or something like that. But that should be a bigger show. They used to have Beer Money.
Beer Money. That's what I confused. Yeah. So Beer Money, that was a show, but I don't think they aired that anymore. Did they?
That's been over for years, and it was never Mets specific. It was New York sports. Get your New York sports here.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great that they cover all the teams, but like I would do something more Met specific. I love that idea of having the old players talking and of the voices of the Mets talking. I would do. They have Yankeeography or whatever the fuck they call it. I would do one.
The Mets. They have the Mets classics, but they don't really go into depth.
No, I mean like documentaries about the players.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Get to know them better. They have Michael Kay, who's like the worst interviewer in the world, interviewing all these famous people. And why not somebody else doing it from Mets? I mean, you don't have to copy the exact thing, but like I would do what you were saying, and I would have documentaries.
Okay.
About the team. I would I would. I mean, I know they want to be the all-around New York sports channel,
But they're not, man.
but they're not. No one cares. I mean,
like they don't show any other sport. They don't broadcast any other live major sport.
yeah, they don't.
I think they show soccer, but no one's gonna go to SNY to watch soccer. Actually, no, soccer's shown on MSG, so scratch that.
Yeah,
on SNY they didn't.
And Yes Network shows it too. I would have they show Hofstra or whatever once in a while.
Yeah.
Every once in a blue moon when the Mets are away or not playing in the summertime and there's like nothing happening, they'll show a Cyclones game. And it's not HD, it's shitty fucking quality. I wouldn't have Mets prospects. I would have it to where the hot prospects are featured in like a segment pregame, and then even if it's not live, because no one cares the scores if they're live or not, but have once a week you have a Cyclones game, once a week you have a Binghamton game, once a week you have a Syracuse game.
Yeah, get to know who's up and coming.
Yeah. Like,
I didn't know
you can really follow these guys. Then you can follow these guys. How great would that be?
But with Dilson Herrera, I mean, it was only through Instagram that I found out that he was like named an All-Star out in AAA.
Yeah,
which is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he'll make his debut once Rosario moves to center.
It's
but going back, I think
who Dilson Herrera's close with?
Who?
Melrod.
Really? Oh, there you go. You should we should go make a drive up to Syracuse.
Yeah. So I guess that's what we would do, eh?
Yeah.
All right. And now it's time for the best segment of the show, the final segment of the show.
Mets memes.
So Victor doesn't know what order these are going to be in.
I sent him, I think, 20 memes the other day.
We have, I think, 9 today. This first one was sent by the wonderful Jackie. Thank you for sending this in right after last episode. And it is.
Turn the computer towards me. This is fine. This is, I think, probably this should be the new Mets logo.
I think so.
Yeah, they should wear it on. They should wear patches where they just say everything is fine.
This is fine.
Burning. Yeah, it's fine.
Everything's okay. I'm just burning.
That's a very Mickey quote.
It's a very Mickey quote.
Yeah,
he kind of looks like Mickey Callaway, doesn't he?
He does a little bit.
Yeah. So I love that meme. Thank you, Jackie, for that. This is fine. Did you know there was a 6-year battle for like the person who created that dog to get the rights back?
Really?
Something happened with Adult Swim or whatever. No. But yeah, it's. I would love the animated meme of that, where the eyes melt and the logo melts and Citi Field just burns to the ground. I mean, Citi Field did catch fire last year.
Twice, but in the history of Citi Field, it did catch fire twice.
It did.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the next one. Oh no, that's
whoa. That's our live feed.
Whoa, I don't know what I just did. Technical difficulties.
So this is another Simpsons meme. 2 straight weeks with the Simpsons memes.
Yeah, right.
And this is caption all 29 other teams after hearing that the Cubs signed Kimbrel. And then the Simpsons guy, my goodness,
what an idea. Why did I think of that? But here's the thing with regards to the Mets. They did think of that. They just weren't willing to spend the fucking money. They're like, you know what? Probably be really, really nice.
Man, we probably could have won 2 games in the series if Kimbrel was pitching.
Probably.
Yeah.
But almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Here's the next meme.
Next meme. What's up? Let's see what's going on here. Oh, so this is a nod back to last episode when Mickey Callaway when you tell Mickey Callaway after the game that you'll see him tomorrow, and it's Ralph.
I'm in danger. Well, it's actually it's got the superimpose of the actual of Healy, the New York Post reporter that Mickey.
That's you get this motherfucker out of here.
That's right. Yes, and his very.
I don't think he has a very deep voice if he says "get that motherfucker out." He feels like "get that motherfucker out of here."
You got to get that motherfucker out of here. Mickey Callaway strikes me as the dude who's just drunk alone at he's a 354er. Bars in New York City close at 4 a.m. and there's always those guys who haven't been able to connect with a lady at like 3:54. Yeah. They just start getting desperate and they're like, "Hey, will you go home with me? Will you go home with me? You're a motherfucker. You should." They finish their beer and they go home and they take care of business with their Matt Harvey dildo. The next meme is
what's this next meme? Oh, so this is a nod to Oprah. So it's pretty much. What is it? You blow a game. You blow a game. Everybody blows a game. Oh, God. Who the fuck do you have on that screen? You have Brooks Pounders, Wilmer Font.
Brooks Pounders. He needs that Matt Harvey dildo with that name.
What is that? Is that Wilmer Font? Who is that?
Familia.
And then who the fuck is this guy? Is that Wilson? Is that just those?
I have no idea who any of these fucking people are.
I named 3 of the 4. I have no idea who this guy put the cursor there. Maybe someone else.
Oh, well.
Whatever. We went back to it.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate, though. Everyone gets to blow a game.
Yeah.
Too bad Diaz wasn't on that shit.
Yeah, he should be added on it.
More bullpen memes. So here's President Barack Obama.
Open a box of donuts.
Good morning, New York. Bullpen. Blown leads. And then Mickey kind of like, oh, shit.
It's a pretty good Obama.
New York bullpen. But it's pretty spot on. It's he's just here you are. Here's what you get. And Mickey Cow is just like, this is fine.
Yeah.
Going back to Jackie's meme.
And how many more memes do we have?
A few.
A few more memes. Oh, this is a very meme loaded episode.
It is. Well, we had some great ones.
So I think this is a nod from SpongeBob originally.
Is this a SpongeBob? I don't know that. I'm too old for that.
But it's alphabet soup instead of. I think it should say "get a life" or something like that, but instead it says "get a bullpen."
Accurate.
Yeah.
Accurate. And let's see what's next. Then we have
what's next up on the lineup.
Going into the last 3. This going into the All-Star game.
We'll have a Family Guy meme. So this is Pete Alonso as Meg. That says,
"You guys always act like you're better than me." And it's
Freeman, Rizzo, and then I forget the guy from the Pirates. I forget what his name is.
Yeah,
he's the first baseman from the Pirates.
It's like a 1-syllable name.
Yeah,
but they're both there. And the joke here, ladies and gents, is that those 3 finished as the top 3 for the All-Star voting for first base. Alonso's nowhere to be found. Yeah. Meanwhile, Alonso's killing it equally. Bell, I think his name is.
Yeah,
equally.
Like Josh Bell.
If not more than those 3. It's just because they're on teams. I mean, aside from the Pirates, that don't suck big floppy donkey dick. But whatever. I think he'll be in the home run derby.
At least.
Which we'll talk about in 2 seconds. The next meme is the same Lisa Simpson meme from last week, only different.
So the Mets are pretty much willing to accept an outfield that consists of McNeil, Smith, and Conforto. But, I mean, Conforto was always an outfielder.
Conforto was already an outfielder, but McNeil and Smith aren't. But because they're hitting, we'll take it, even though they're defensively challenged.
But do you remember when they were talking about putting Conforto in at first base? This was like a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, well, that was not going to ever happen. And finally,
I think this was the best meme. I think this was.
That's why I saved it for last.
So this is a nod to Angels in the outfield, but instead we have the infielders in the outfield, where we have Jeff McNeil,
Ahmed Rosario, J.D. Davis, and Dominic Smith. Infielders in the outfield. It did happen.
Yeah,
and it was really funny. Did you see when the ball went right through Dominic Smith's glove? That was at first base, but that's some meta shit right there.
That's
pretty funny. But it's true. We got all those guys. So those are some good memes this week. Very good memes this week. So that pretty much concludes our show. We'll be back live on Monday. Right before.
How long was this episode today?
About an hour and 3 minutes so far. So thank you everyone who stuck with us. We'll be back live on Monday around 7 p.m. I'll let you know. And we'll be discussing all things.
Nice. Let's see what other drama could happen this weekend.
We'll be discussing the 1969 weekend. We'll see what happens with Atlanta in the national game. The 2 games before July 4th that are the Subway Series at home this time. And, of course, July 1st is a very, very storied day in Mets history.
We'll save that for you next week.
We'll save that for you next week. And, then we'll be live later in the week. And then assuming – and I think it's not too far to go on a limb to say that Alonso's most likely going to be part of the home run derby this year.
Yeah.
If indeed he is, your boys will be going live for reactions for the entire home run derby. So you can watch it with us while you watch it on the screen. And let's hope that actually happens, because that would be a lot of fun. Share,
and subscribe.
Hit the bell and the icon for notifications on YouTube.
And then on Instagram, right now we're at 50 followers. So thank you. That's a small milestone, but hopefully we'll be growing exponentially. And follow us on Instagram, Standing Room Only NY.
Yes, sir. On Instagram, Twitter.
Well, we got to kind of work on the Twitter a little bit more. Yeah.
Facebook, and then you started
Reddit. So you can follow us on Reddit as well. I'm trying to figure out Reddit as well. So please bear with us. It's going to be a subreddit, Standing Room Only NY. So please upvote any of the content that we post.
God bless him for being here, because I don't know how to do any of the social media
shit.
Real quick to answer your question, Loki, if you get creative and send the meme, absolutely, sir.
Yes, please.
As long as it's a good meme or a decent meme or just a meme in general, we'll show it.
Awesome.
All right, ladies and
we're wrapping up.
gents, and everybody else.
And we're off.
Goodbye.